I've filmed this introduction 18 times and it's not going well. Hey guys, welcome back to the Howling Yetis YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching, and today we're going to look at taking some pet portrait photography. Explicitly getting great results out of your iPhone or Android or cellular mobile device. So I had a few questions recently on Instagram about what cameras we're using, because we've tried to up our photo game a bit. We are using things other than iPhones. We've got a new mirrorless camera and we've got my old DSLR. They are producing a lot of the kind of feature images, but pretty much everything that runs through our stories is iPhone based, and some of the feature images too. So, you know, shots like this always get a good amount of attention, and you know, that's just done with the iPhone and a bit of editing. In fact, I don't even think that one was edited. So what we're going to do is run through how we take a few nice pictures of the dogs with an iPhone, edit them afterwards using an app called Lightroom CC by Adobe. Now, if you look at Lightroom CC for Mac and Windows, it's a monthly paid for program, but on the app stores it's completely free to use on your phone. I think there's in-app purchases, so you can pay a bit for extra features if you want to, but you don't need to. We haven't, we're not doing it today, so we're just using the free stuff. If you've got your phone, no cost involved.
Okay guys, so I'm now holding two cameras. I'm still filming on the Z6 and got my iPhone in my hand. I'm doing a screen recording on the phone, so we're going to zip back in and out of the iPhone screen as and when we need to. So we've got one dog down here, his Nanook look, and Kimmy's downstairs, and Saskia is in here. We're going to start with you. So, hey Nani, hey Nanook. So Nanook, as you will know if you've watched any of our other videos, is a bi-eyed boy, aren't you? One thing I am going to do is try and calmly clean your eyes, because there's just a little bit of sleep there, and that could just take a bit of effect out of the photos. A little bit of dirt on the floor. I'm going to move out of the way. That's it, and try and keep you calm. Now, what I'm going to do is bring this in the middle, just so you can see, kind of see what's happening on my phone. So you can see here there's kind of a shadow just here. I'm causing that, so the further back and lower I get, the better that's going to get. So, I mean, animals when lying down, low shots are absolutely going to give you more artistic merit. So that is already quite a nice shot. I'm just going to grab, he's moved his head obviously. So actually that could be, move over here, that's going to be kind of a nice sideways on profile. I don't know if you can hear the tapping in the background. Saskia's moving around, so I reckon we're going to get a visitor in a minute. Oh no, it's Kimmy downstairs. We're definitely going to get a visitor, and it's going to be noisy. So that was nice, but side on, there's not much emotion there, not much character. So I think we need to try and do something else. So if I pull around here, that is quite a nice shot. How's that looking? Okay, so I mean, that's nice. That might come out okay, but I don't think that's a great shot either. So when I'm moving the camera around, what I'm looking to do is to make sure I'm not cropping anything of him off. So I could go over here, look, and get... Right, this is not going great. So this is a really nice position he's in now. You've got paws in front, which makes for really... it's really nice composition. You get all of them in quite easily in a shot there. That's really nice. So from there, we're not going to get that other paw in to put it underneath him now, but let's go square on, tap in, focus on the eye, and shot. Focusing on the eye because that gives us, I mean, that's where that's the thing that we most want to bring out. So depth in the eyes is kind of really important in any sort of portrait. That's okay, but what we're going to do now is flick to the portrait mode on the iPhone, which uses the 2x camera, and you can see already what this is going to achieve. This is going to give us a really nice depth of field. I'm going to come around here. Try and get those back paws in. Focus in on the eye again. And there we have that. So I think that's my winning shot with Nano. But what I am going to do is I'm going to just flick back to regular photo and try and show you how to get a good shot with this, because obviously not everyone has portrait mode. So for this one, I'm going to actually turn the phone upside down, so my camera is at the bottom. And I'm going to show you what that looks. So that's already, it's quite a nice artistic photo there, because you get a lot of this blurred foreground at the bottom, but that's a bit too much. I want more of him in focus, because it is all about him. So what I'm going to do is lift it up from the ground just a little bit. Again, focus on the eye and snap. And I think that, yeah, that's exactly what we want. So we're getting a similar sort of depth of field effect, but how we're doing that is by going closer to the ground and closer to the subject. I'm happy with Nanook's photos now. I'm going to go grab some photos of the other two where I can. Try and talk you quickly through those, because I know we've been on this for a while now. And then we'll get to editing, which is where kind of the magic really happens. Okay, so now we're in my SAS, and the problem I've got in here is that it's pretty dark. The curtains are closed to keep the place cool in the morning, because it gets really hot in here, and they're still closed, so a bit more light will help. Now, this is going to be really similar to a shot I've taken before. This is one of her favourite places to sit, and she almost always adopts the same position with those paws, but what's really nice about this shot is two paws in, crossed over each other, everything in frame, and we're probably going to get quite a nice photo. Now, I'm only able to use this trick once, but I want those eyes wide open. And it's to say one of her favourite words was on cheese. Cheese? There we go. And isn't it ironic that cheese is the favourite word for a photo being taken, right? So that looks pretty good. It's quite soft around the eyes. You get some nice reflection in there though. You might be able to make those pop a little bit later. I'm just going to go for another one here, real close up on the eye. I don't think I like this as much, but it's nice. It's a very characterful face, but it's slightly out of character, possibly for her. It's important to get the ears in shot if we can go for a portrait. SAS? Looking at me, that's it. Okay, so I think that's probably the best I'm going to get. But where she's sat, I'm going to struggle to get anything great out of the normal camera mode. I think portrait's really going to be our friend on this one. There's a few there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go review the photos, import a few into the Lightroom app, and we'll go from there.
Hey guys, welcome back to the office. Now we're going to get down to editing those photos in Lightroom. So I recorded this yesterday, I recorded this morning, I recorded this so many times and it keeps going wrong. So hopefully this time works. And what I've had to do is edit the images and recording the process on my phone independent of me talking to you now, because for whatever reason it just wasn't going to plan. So I've got the footage of the files being edited and I'm going to talk you through them as I'm watching them on the screen behind me. So I'm not in the moment, so do excuse any slight mishaps, but hopefully this gives you a good insight of what's going on. So first thing you want to do is open up those images in Lightroom, the Lightroom app that you should have downloaded already, and once you've got your first image there, we'll start. So the first thing we do always is hit the auto button just to see what the app thinks will make the best looking photo. It's never going to be great, but it's always a decent starting point for this app. So hit that and you can see a few changes there. Now I'm going to go into the light settings and play around with a few bits. So contrast up, pretty much always boost the contrast on iPhone photos that are well lit. Shadows up, in this instance helps us bring out that nose. Whites up a bit and blacks down a bit, and kind of a bit more depth, and tweak the highlights. So you just want to go and play around with these settings and see what looks good. The idea is to make it look powerful without looking fake, and or kind of heavily Instagram filtered, if you like, because everyone's over that now. So now we're going to click on the colour panel and I'm going to have a quick adjust with the saturation, bring that up, bring some colours out. Temperature is pretty much right at 0, to be honest. We don't want to tweak that too much. And Now we're going to hit the Mix tab. The Mix tab enables you to select a specific colour from the image and tweak that one colour. So make something brighter, wash it out, you know, just anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the 2 shades of blue and try and bring those shades out of his eyes. The only thing to kind of take into consideration is that there is a blue item on the bookcase behind him, and that's going to, because that's an even stronger blue than the eye, that's going to have some interference basically. So the idea is to balance the whole image and make sure it never looks too far or we've pushed it too far. So let's look at that light blue. That light blue is absolutely fine because that's not affecting anything else, only the eye. It only makes a small difference, but it does count. It's looking good. Looks a little bit fake at the end. Let's bring it down a bit. There we go. Okay, that's really nice. Okay, now we're into the Effects tab. This will let you do little overall tweaks to help you try and make that photo pop, but be a bit careful here because some of these will just be overkill straight away and make it look grainy, fake, or you know, like a poor illustration attempt. So all I'm going to do here is bring that texture up. So that's way too far. So bring that texture up just a little bit. Try and bring out some of the detail in that fur. Boost it, again, the clarity. Similar thing. You don't want it to look too. There we go. Just a tiny amount. And add a bit of a vignette. That's really it's kind of an old school photo. It harks back to the days of film photography. But what it can do is help you bring in focus to a subject. So because the the outer edges of this image aren't very important and our focus is very much within the center frame, a small vignette will help just focus that a bit more and give the face a bit more prominence. And try boosting the sharpening a little bit in the detail panel. It doesn't have a great deal of effect on this image. It's kind of sharp, and it's pretty sharp as it is. There's nothing for it to really do, so I'm going to leave that. Noise reduction, same. It's not a particularly noisy photo because the light was good. Color noise reduction, also in this instance, not a great help. But you can play with all of these in your images just to see if anything makes it look good. Our lens, no lens correction because the iPhone's already adjusted, I believe. And there we have it. Pretty happy with that. And now on to the next one. So this is our second image, the winning image of Saskia that we took at the end. And first thing we do, hit auto. That's changed a few things for us. Boost that contrast straight away every time, just a little bit, especially on the iPhone. Highlights down, shadows. Yeah, that's nice detail. Very much the same approach we took before because the conditions were quite similar. Into the temperatures and boost that into the temperatures and boost that saturation straight away. That looks good, but now her pores are a bit orange, and that's just due to the saturation boost. It looks quite, everything in the ears, eyes and nose is only slightly exaggerated from real life, which I'm kind of happy with. You don't, you know, what's the point in taking a great photo if it's not just a little bit better than real life, right? So, but those pores now look slightly nicotine stained, which I can assure you are not. So what we're going to do is, like we did with Nanook to bring out the blue in the eye, we're going to bring the blue out in her eyes, but we're also going to try and drop that yellowy hue from her pores. So onto the orange tab first and bring that right. That's already cleaned that up really well. And we're going to try it with the yellow. That's a bit too far with the yellow there, so let's move that just below standard. That's perfect. That looks really good now. Then into the blues, just to try and make those eyes pop a little bit. Gotta be careful with the darker ones, it's also bringing out a lot of colour in the chair that she sat on. But in terms of in the eyes, I'm really happy with that, I think. And now what we're going to do is bring the overall saturation down a little bit, because what we've done in the mix palette has kind of made everything just a bit too enhanced, and bringing the saturation back down will give us a more natural shot in the end. back into lighting, I just want to tweak the exposure. I want to make it a little bit dark because it's quite bright now, and that drops as gets rid of kind of that dulls out that chair she sat on a little bit, but it still remains, gives the eyes that pop. Just retweaking now, because after such a big colour change, it's often worth another play just to see what effect that has, because the basis of the photo has changed quite a bit when you first set those light settings. Now back into the effects tab. Again, just a few tweaks on all of these texture clarity settings. Add a small, really small vignette to that for the same reason, and to be honest, I think we're pretty much done at that. That I'm really happy with. You know what? The eyes still look fake, so we're going to go back into that colour palette, into the mix palette, and drop those blues just a little bit, because we don't want to go too fake on this. No, we don't want to change the shade. There we go. If we boost that luminance just a touch, there we go, and then we get some realism back. They are deep blue, but they're also bright, and that's what we need to show. Okay, so they're the only two images that I edited. The images of Kimmy, well, I cut those from the video and they just didn't come out well enough. Where he was sat, there wasn't enough light, they were very grainy. He wouldn't sit still long enough for some low light photography, especially in a phone. Phones don't deal with low light very well. Some of them, yes, deal with a lot better than others, but there's still, when you get down to editing, you start to really see that grain, and it's just never going to be a great photo. So the best thing you can do for your pet photography is light up the place as much as you can. It's summer now, get those windows open, get them outside. I mean, if you can keep them calm outside, then you're going to get even better results. Here's the final two images. Any questions, please, in the comments below. Hit that like button, follow us on Instagram, subscribe if you like. See you next time.